I want to start this video off by saying that it's supposed to be on the sway bar install and doing the rear lower control arm bracket relocation, right? So I got the sway bar in, but I don't have links that work for it. I thought, hopefully, it was more, not really thought, it was more hoping that the Crown Vic links were going to work, and that is not the case. So I ordered some adjustable links for a totally different chassis. I still don't know if they're gonna work, but we're gonna try them. I did get the bar mounted. It's up in there. The hardware that came with it was not good. It did not line up well, and I ended up using my own hardware to get it to mount, and it was not fun at all. But the bar is in there. Basically, this is the hardware that it came with, is this stuff here. So these, the threads are all gunked up out of the box, so I did chase them, but they're spaced too far out to sit in the factory hole where the factory studs come through here. So I had to actually drill out a little bit with like a Dremel. It was not ideal. So this was not a straight bolt-on affair here. That being said, with the angle kit, you can see there's a provision here for a lower mount, and man, it was so close. I found Mazda 3 rear links set the bar like right here, like almost like perfect, right? But the stud was too short to go through here, and there was no way to change that. So I ordered some adjustable ones that you can put your own bolts through, basically. So I'm gonna try that next. But today, what I do have for you guys is I'm going to be installing the lower control arm relocation brackets. So basically, it's going to take my control arm pickup, instead of it being here, and it's going to drop it down lower to this area. And basically what that's going to allow is, if you look at my control arm angle now, you can see it's kind of tilted upward a little bit. It's a little hard to see, but see if we can see it on the body line here. There you go. So you can see how my control arm angle is up. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is remove the bolt for the lower control arm here. Before we do that, we need to support the axle. So I do have a screw stand. I'm gonna put, it's probably be a little different for you. I'm gonna put mine right under my dual caliper bracket, just so I'm out of the way of like the nut, bolt, and all that stuff. You could probably put it plenty of other places, but this is just gonna be most convenient for me and my setup. So it's just gonna sit there basically, no crazy tension on it or anything. And now I'm going to take this off, which I do believe is an 18 millimeter. There she is. Drop that down. Yep, out of the way. All right, now that we got the lower control arm out of the way, we take the bracket, slide her up into place. So, the bolt holes all line up. Take your long 14 by 110. Wiggle it through. Oh, don't forget this little spacer guy. And this is going through where the factory lower control arm bolt was. Pop it through, just like so. Put your nut on the back side. You can loosely leave it like that. All right, now that we got it loosely set in there, you're gonna take the smaller of the bolts, looks like a 12 millimeter. You're gonna thread it in to where basically some of these come with like a little damper that's back here. Mine did not. So this just starts in that hole. It's probably a little gunked up, but it'll go in. And then you've got your big, well, your 14 millimeter that's shorter instead of the big 110s or anything of that sort. So yeah, your 14 millimeter, that's gonna go back up through here with your washer and your nut. That might be a little bit difficult getting up in there. Just 'cause it's a little bit of a hard area to get to, being between the axle bracket. Might just have to get a little creative. Get your positioning up in there to get it to start. Now it's all loosely together there. I'm gonna go ahead and start tightening these down a little bit just to get them like closer to where they're at, but not snug them or anything yet. That's what I mean by up in there. The shot couldn't see it there, but the nut goes up into there. What I did is I put the nut in through there, put the washer in through the top, which you probably just go this way. It's the way I went for the nut. It was up through here, which is in the front. I just kind of squeezed my hand up in there and got it started. So now I'm gonna throw a wrench on there. I'm gonna like tighten it down a little bit just to where these basically touch, but not where they're tight or anything. Same thing up here. I'm just gonna bring it down to where it touches, but not snug it yet. All right, so what we got here is the hardware. This is a 22, a 21, that's an 18, and this is a 22, and then that's a 22. Go ahead and just get these closer. I'm not gonna tighten them or anything. I'm just gonna get them closer. Like that. Don't know. Yeah, I might be able to get it there. Two. Up, tight. Same thing here. Snagged up. So now they're all kind of even. All right, now that we've got everything snug and in place, we're gonna go ahead and torque it. We're gonna start with this top one here, and it goes to 129 foot-pounds. We're just gonna crank on it until we can get the click. There she is. Same thing down on the bottom bracket, on the bottom bolt. Bottom bolt goes to 129 as well. Probably be easier with a shallow. We're gonna send it anyway. All right, and then next is the last bolt up here, the 18. It goes to 45 foot-pounds. We're gonna crank the torque wrench down to 45. Eventually making it there. There we go. And go until it clicks. She is 45 foot-pounds. That's all of them. Next is throwing the control arm back up in, torquing it down, good to go. All right, so getting the control arm in is probably gonna take some finagling. I'm gonna clean mine real quick just to make sure that the surface that it mates to when it's up in here and gets compressed is clean and doesn't have a bunch of dirt and stuff in it. I do grease these. I don't grease them like super regularly, but like not every event or anything of that sort. I do check them. Yeah, I'm gonna grease them when they go back in here just because we have a nice clean area and dry. So once this is all together, I'll give it another grease. But for Now, just clean it off. Try to get as much dirt out of there as possible, if there is any. And probably gonna have some finagling here, because it looks like the axle, you know, whenever it was disconnected, it shifted backwards. And I'm going to put it on the lowest setting here, because the car's not low, but it's all the way low for the BC coilovers that aren't the ultra lows, so, or extreme lows or whatever. So I'm gonna put it on the bottom one and see how the grip feels and go from there. But yeah, I'm just gonna figure out how to get it to line up again. So I will let you know what I come up with. Okay, so real quick, before it goes back into place, this is how I have it set up. It's probably not ideal to grab it right there on that little bracket guy, but I can't get to like that hole there. It doesn't really fit in that one up there. So I just put a ratchet strap to that little bracket thing over there, ran it to the back of the bracket area, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and slide the arm back in. I'm probably gonna have to tap it with a hammer. I'm gonna use my dead blow, so it's not super harsh on it and chipping the powder coat and stuff. So should just pop it up like that. Looks like I need to go a little bit further. Hopefully it can take the tension. Yep, that looks to be about it. And then there's the 100mm bolt over here. I have set over to the side for myself. So you've got nut and bolt. Slide the bolt through. Put your nut on the other side, maybe, possibly. There it goes. And this one is also going to 129 foot-pounds. So we're going to snug it again. Put the other one. Snugged up. Grab the torque wrench. Back up to 129. And go till it clicks. We're just gonna go till it clicks. 129. There she is. It's in there. Screw stand no longer needed. Move it out of the way. Let go of our ratchet strap. Bam. Bracket's in. Time to move to the other side. Same thing as the other side. I got the screw jack in place. This is an 18. All right. Drop the control arm down. Out of the way. All right. This side is a little bit different because we have the panhard bar in the way. I was gonna say track bar, it's not right, it's panhard bar. So we've got that in the way. So I do believe, remove this bolt, slide the bracket up into place, install the new bolts. Maybe? I don't know, might be getting ahead of myself. I'll let you know here in a second. All right, so next we are removing the panhard bar. Bolt here, my gun don't fit. Gonna have to grab a ratcheting wrench, break it free with the manual side. Don't hurt the teeth. And undo the panhard bar. If we're really lucky, it won't move with the bolt removed, but it's probably gonna move. And I don't believe we have to remove the bolt. All right, so I have it just backed out mostly. And should, in theory, be able to take this bracket, slide it up into place like the other side on the outsides here. It looks like we're hitting this tang right here. It's probably bent from something else that I did in the past. So I'm gonna just bend it back like that. Now we're gonna see if it goes into place. Yep, Crazy. So noted, if you have that little bracket guy there and you're stuck, bend it out of the way a little bit. Be set to go. Alright, spacers in there. Not for the other side. Set there. It looks like up in there the panhard bar bolt area doesn't line up perfectly. So what I'm probably going to do is take a pry bar and pry it down a little bit. Same thing here, this hole doesn't line up quite well, or quite right. So I'm going to take a pry bar. It's a better spot. And there she goes. Yeah, she's going in. Okay. So yeah, if it doesn't line up perfectly, just take the pry bar between the axle and the bracket on the inside here of the little area. You'll see it in the little area up in here, and just pry it down a little bit to get it to go in. Okay. So and then you have to use this little spacer guy, and this little spacer guy is supposed to go right in between here. Might be a little difficult. Kind of wedge it between there. Yep, like that. Tighten this guy down. Get it started at least. Again, I don't have dampers on my axle, so like threads are pretty gummy. Probably should have checked the thread pitch and cleaned it up a little bit, but I mean, once they start, they're fine. Where's that? The flag nut coming from the side here. Probably gonna have to actually loosen this a tiny bit. It's 19, so I fit here. It's also like threading through the panhard bar and the bracket and whatnot, so it's moving forward and changing its line on this pickup here. If I can get it to catch the flag nut at the same time, we'll be golden. Gotta crank this in a little bit. Go super crazy with it. Again, we just get it to where basically it kind of touches. You'll feel some resistance basically, like that, right there. That way we're not putting a bunch of torque into it until we're ready. And now, we're almost ready because I didn't get that one out. Oh gosh, I hit y'all, my bad. Now we torque them down. So basically same thing on this side, but it's with the panhard bar. That's not right. Need an 18, need an 18, got the 18. All right, 129 on the panhard bar. So go till it clicks at 129. All right, and then you move to the what they call the main bolt, which is this guy here, and torque that one down. 129, go till it clicks. All right, and then back to this guy up here at the top is a 19 millimeters, so I gotta grab that. This one goes to 45 foot-pounds. All right, all torqued up, control arm goes back in. Let's see this side, how much I'm gonna have to crank it in. Definitely gotta crank it in. So, grab a ratchet strap here. I don't really have a good spot to hook it. Oh yeah, I do, I'll try there. I'm being stupid. Get around there. Get a little slack so we can get at least a wrap in here. There we go. Ratchet the axle forward until we line up. Right about there. Nope, that ain't gonna do it by hand. Mess my hand up. We're honestly a little far, but I bet I could just get it to... Nope. How about if we get some cinching? Nope. Just need to hit it with purse. Yep. Just need to hit it with purse. Can y'all guess what this torque is? If you're paying attention, you know. Were you paying attention? Let's find out. Time's up. It's 1:29. Alright, pop the that strap off. Move the screw stand out the way. Get covered in sand. And we're done. Rear lower control arm relocation brackets are done. All right, here's the final product. And now if you remember from the beginning of the video what our control arm angle was and what it is now. Yeah, quite a dramatic difference. I mean, you're going from way up here to way down here. Now don't get me wrong, I have 2 more spots, but I know what it feels like up here on a 275, 460 treadwear, 15 PSI. And I'm going down to a 235 40 from a 275 35. So I am going up to a 200 treadwear, or down, however you want to look at that. It's going to be a more grippy tire, but depending on the wheels that I have to run, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a specific set for 235s. If I have to run them on a 9.5, I don't want to run them super low on pressure, just because I don't want something de-seating or de-beating or whatever. So if I have to run them at 30, 35 PSI, I want this to counter the grip, plus just having this for more grip in general for power outers later on is going to be a good mod to have. So I said we were done, but technically there is one more thing we got to do. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, it's grease the bushings. So we're going to grease them real quick, and I'm going to go mount some tires. Yep, gonna grease them real quick. If y'all, I mean, that's the install, that's all of it. So if y'all want to hang out, you can see me grease these with my new Milwaukee grease gun if you want to see that and my opinion on it. And maybe I'll mount some tires up too, if y'all want to hang out for that. If not, that's fine. This was the install of the rear relocation brackets for the lower control arms. So if you like it, like. If you want to see more, subscribe, because there's about to be a bunch more coming. Comment if you got any questions or opinions or tips for me on doing this stuff. Let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna do some extra stuff for you guys if you want to hang out and stay around with me. Yeehaw. All right, so I literally just got this thing, and we're going to see how it works. This will be my first time using it, so you're going to see first impressions, what I think of it. And they do have there's a pump setting here that's like how many pumps to put in it or whatever. I'm just going to put it on until I start to see it kind of squeeze out here. And if I feel the need to change it, I will, but it's already primed, ready to go. All we should have to do is pull the trigger. Yep, okay, so I can see this bushing swelling a little bit. All right, bushings are nice and swollen. I'm not gonna go crazy past that. I'm just gonna kind of like let it be there rather than, come off. Stand by. Oh, geez. No, okay. It was just really tight. I'm not used to them being on that good. Anyway, these bushings kind of swell up a little bit whenever the grease gets behind them. So that's just kind of where I stop it at. I don't let them ooze out or do anything crazy like that. Sometimes they'll like push a little bit past, especially once you put weight on it and stuff like that. But for the most part, I just go until they kind of swell up a little bit. And that's it. That swollen up, good to go. Obviously I will wipe those. I'm gonna do the other side real quick. Other side, get it pushed up in there. Go until it mushes out. Bro, it's so tight. It's the rear ones. Why are the rear ones so tight? Oh my gosh. Grease all over me. All right, front. To the bulge. I said the rears, now this one's doing it. Aw, leaking a little bit. It'll be fine now, it'll stop. So anyway, 10 10 out of 10, would recommend. This is way better than pumping. Way, all day long. Yep, should have got this sooner. All right, so I've already got some 255 35s mounted up at the house. I usually run a 265 or a 275 35. The comp that we're going to is regulated to a 235. So I got some 235 40s, and we're going to find out if they are going to be honestly tall enough for those relocation brackets, and also if they're wide enough for a 9.5. I know some people stretch. I mean, that's fine. That's their thing. I like a nice kind of like flat sitting tire on the wheel, especially because then I can air down. I'm not really super worried about it de-seating. So we're going to see how it sits, and we'll go from there. I might throw a set of these on the front. Not bad. Perfect. I mean, yeah, it's definitely like got some stretch to it, but it's not terrible right now. I'm gonna throw it on the car. I've got some 255 35s as well. I'm gonna throw it on the other side, and we'll just compare sizes side to side in the sense of how they look and whatnot. And currently, I was running a 275 35 the last event, but again, a lot different tread wear rating. So we'll see how it sits. This does honestly sit really. I mean, again, it's on a 9.5. It's nothing crazy, but it sits kind of wide honestly for a 235. So anyway, it's probably because it's a 40 cycle, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the car real quick, grab the 255, throw that on the car, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm gonna set it on the ground so you can get a look at it too, but for now, in the air, 235 on a 9.5. It's not bad. I think it's fine. I think it'll be fine to run that and still be like competitive and whatnot, not have to go down to an 8.5 wheel. I mean, with an 8.5, I could probably air down even further, but I don't even know if I'm gonna need to air down with my power level. So, and then these are 255 35. You see, it's a lot more flush. Still got a little bit of whoop to it, but nothing crazy. So, see, probably down here, but yeah, you see a little bit, but nothing crazy. So, and you can see, look at even just from a to a 255, only 20 mils wider. Look how much wider that tire looks. It's crazy. But anyway, that's that. Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys on the ground. Here we are, sitting on the ground, 235. It's a 9.5 plus 22, I want to say. So that's how it sits. Nothing super crazy. It's not as wild of a stretch as I thought it would be, which I know I'm probably just overreacting or whatever. 255 fills it out a bit more, kind of pokes even a little bit. And then where we sit on our relocation brackets, they're low, but I mean, you know, just try not to blow out a tire basically. Like, they're low, but they're not crazy. Honestly, the 235 40 is probably taller than a 255 35, probably just a hair. Also, I think I have this one aired at like 20 or 25, something like that, or 30. I don't even remember. Anyway, but yeah, that's how low they are. It's honestly, it's not super crazy. I'm not super concerned about it. Maybe it's a little going into the trailer, but in reality, it should be fine because it's right where the tire is. So as long as you don't, on an 18, as long as you don't blow out your tire and right on the rim, you should be fine. So just don't do that. Don't be that guy. Or do be that guy and just drag your control arm everywhere. But anyway, here she is. As soon as the stuff for the sway bar comes in, I will make another video on that. I got the sway bar in, and it was a headache, but we're through it, we're past it. We just need to get some links that'll work to the lower control arms. I'm currently trying to figure some out. 98 to 02 ground Vic links do not work. The closest thing was a Mazda 3 rear sway bar link. Was super close. It was the right height, just literally the stud that connects to the lower control arm is too short. You only get like one thread on it, so it's not enough. But I've got some other links that are coming in that are adjustable, and that you can, that has a bracket that would go to the lower control arm, so you can put in different bolts. So I will let you guys know how that works if it does, and I'll make a video on it. But for now, that's it. That's all of it. That's everything. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit afterwards. Okay, bye.